This is Hurley, 6-year-old Cocker mix. He was part of Operation Sweethearts.
We have Cookie and Sugar. They both came from Operation Sweetheart.
This is Lady Annabelle. Lady Annabelle was one of the sickest and worst dogs that we had from the rescue for Operation Sweethearts.
I'd say within 45 minutes time we'll be on that property. Opening up cages on this Valentine's Day, offering these dogs our arms of compassion.
This is awful.
I mean, I've been on several with ARC before, but this was just beyond. It was just horrible to see the animals. They still had spirit. They were happy to see people on site, but what they endured is just unimaginable.
My gas mask!
There was probably 50-some dogs in that area, living in X-pens and crates. We went in with respirators, and the smell was still so strong you couldn't stand it. Your eyes would burn and water.
Definitely the worst I've seen. I mean, we're in a room right now with the ammonia levels so high. My eyes are watering, I can barely breathe as I speak.
I was wondering if the woman who kept this dog here would survive a night here.
This was abuse and not just neglect. I mean, these dogs, their jaws are broken, their legs are broken. We had one shoulder blades were broken. I mean, they're busted up. They have been abused.
This dog she's in pain because she's so matted. She's severely matted. It might even be constricting her breathing.
Well, I knew it would be bad because, it is a rescue. It's going to be bad, but I wasn't prepared for a lot of the things we saw. Most of them were starved. Some of them were eating each other. It was just, survival of the fittest, basically.
These conditions are absolutely deplorable. These dogs aren't living in these conditions, they're dying. Now it's time to get each and every one of them the hell out of here.
Good, this is nice and clean.
Big dogs in crates. Clothes.
Yes, I got all of that.
When I first saw him, your adrenaline's pumping so much that the dogs are out of there. Immediately, the doctors and one of the volunteers that was working on the extraction site, their main thing for him at that moment was dehydration and his body temperature.
This is a classic case of dehydration. This poor little dog is probably 10 to 12% dehydrated. After 12%, that's incompatible with life.
At that point, it was keeping him wrapped and warm, his fluids going in that were warm. That was the main goal, get his body temperature up.
We've got 10 dogs left to get out of this hell and put through evidence intake and load up on the truck, and hopefully we'll be gone, and say within the hour. All dogs are out of hell. Yeah!
Dozens of dogs rescued. Today the animals traveled from Wingo, Kentucky to Music City where they can be properly cared for.
Okay, good.
We're now in our emergency shelter where our vet teams have been working around the clock to save each and every one of these animals.
literally like a rock.
Mr. Smiley. Can you tell what his name is? He's the happiest little boy. You know, it's amazing because of what he came from. But Smiley's a success story. He's happy, he's already pretty well adjusted, he's healthy, he's a good boy, and he's really close to his forever home.
I've got Sir Monty, the Doxy that was in such terrible, terrible shape. I am in shock to see how much he's recovered because honestly, looking at him when he came in and knowing, you know, they just couldn't get his body temperature up, I'm in shock that he survived it, that he's walking around on his own, and that his wounds are healing, and that probably within the next month, you won't know anything except for that he doesn't have any toothers or any jaw.
For me, the biggest difference now is she actually, you know, has some meat around her waist, she has some meat over her ribs, she's more active and lively. Everyone fell in love with her just because most of us had not seen a living dog that skinny. I know I haven't. And loves attention. She's, you know, playing with other dogs now. She's actually playing with toys. The first week when she came home, she wouldn't touch a dog toy. She could have cared less, but now she's throwing toys around and chewing on them. So I've really seen her come out of her shell.